Hi guys, hopefully there's a few people starting to tune in now. We've just seen some more breaking news come out of China, and I'm just going to cover that in just a sec. So we're streaming. Let's see if we've got a few people. 14 watching, yep. So we've just had some breaking news out of China. We've had a few articles come out. Via BTC on Twitter have announced that they're going to be the second exchange to close down on the 30th of September. And now we're just seeing another tweet claiming that all Chinese exchanges must close by September. So tweets are starting to come in thick and fast now, but let's read through this article. We've seen this spoken about for over a week now. We saw Charlie Lee put his name to it, and I think the fact that we're selling off sharply now, making new lows, I think this news does have some substance to it. So let's read through this article from Cointelegraph here. Now guys, can you please share this video? Please like it, share it on all your favorite Facebook pages. Okay, share it around. I really want to get, I don't think any of my other favorite YouTube channels are covering this at the moment. So I really want to get this out there for everyone so that they get the right news. So let's read this article here. So breaking, all Chinese Bitcoin exchanges must close by September 30. Now these are sort of the rumors. We saw BTCC. Now we've seen via BTC make a statement. So what we're waiting on is the big exchanges, so OKCoin and Huobi, to make an official statement. So all Chinese virtual currency exchanges must stop trading to remain compliant, and regulators have announced. So we knew that there was some sort of regulation. They want to put a framework in place, but what we're sort of waiting to see is if they're going to actually enforce this and force these exchanges to shut. For it's going to be more of a voluntary thing. So let's read on. Information slowly appearing from China appears to confirm that trading will no longer be legal for Bitcoin to fiat platforms. Now again, even in a worst case scenario, this is only going to be temporary until they get that licensing in place for all those exchanges, and then obviously they want to stop fraud, money laundering, and just control this whole space now that it's become so popular. And in some ways it has got too big too fast for countries like China that want to regulate everything. Beijing market regulator requires all virtual currency exchanges, including OKCoin and Huobi, to stop trading by the end of today. Now that was a tweet that went out, and I don't think that's going to be the case. Again, so much FUD and misinformation and Chinese whispers, pardon the pun, who said what, okay? And this often gets lost in translation. People exaggerate the headline. So Bitcoin prices are already big losses. I might open up CoinMarketCap and let's just see what Bitcoin price is trading for on these Chinese exchanges compared to the Western exchanges here. So last night we saw at one point them spike down to 2,600. So we're back there on OKCoin. Last night, the worst of the damage was on BTCC, but now we're seeing the worst of the damage on OKCoin and Huobi. So, this is that knee-jerk reaction I've been speaking about. A lot of this should be priced in already. So if you were fearful that China clamping down on cryptocurrency exchanges, you had plenty of time to sell. So I hate it when people are just panicking over nothing. So that the fact that one country is clamping down on Bitcoin exchanges, we've got decentralized exchanges these days. We've got every other country in the world still being able to trade it. We've got VPNs, so hide your IP. Chinese people are still going to be able to buy cryptocurrency, even if the big exchanges that are responsible for a reasonable percentage of volume are going to be cracked down on. So let's go back to this article and read on. Cryptocurrency CEOs have reacted to BTCC and now other exchanges shutting down with firm plans for the future. Speaking in email comments, several industry players said that while markets were reacting harshly to Chinese regulatory moves, the long-term benefits for Bitcoin's ethos are therefore stability were clear. So again, this is all what I've talked about. Even in a worst-case scenario, if these exchanges are forced to temporarily shut down, it wouldn't surprise me if they all get licenses and they're allowed to start operating again within a few weeks. So this is when I see blood in the streets in terms of the price and people just blatantly panicking because they haven't done their research and they don't understand what is going on in this space. It does frustrate me a bit, and I'm not angry with the individuals. I'm just frustrated that they're selling to the big players. Those investment funds and whatever, they love this. They love scaring the average person and forcing them to panic and sell, because they're going to scoop up. They're going to buy all these coins while the price is low, and then they're going to start using their mainstream media outlets to start printing up good articles, positive articles about crypto in a month or two's time, once they're happy with how much they own, to push the price back up. And it's just the circle of life. The small guy gets fleeced and panics, and the big guys, the rich get richer, and I hate seeing it. I hate people panicking and selling. So the price is always a solid metric for the market's greed and fear, and reflects regulatory uncertainty at the moment. So this also signals that development of non-custodial and decentralized models. So as I just touched on already, decentralized exchanges are only going to benefit for this. And in a rational stock market world, the smart money would be moving in to buy those decentralized exchange focused sort of coins. But in this bloodbath style crypto complex that we live in, everything is just selling off. Regulation is neither necessary nor possible for decentralized models, and the future may have gotten just a bit brighter by nudging the crypto community to develop high-speed, non-custodial exchanges. So again, the decentralized model, when governments and the hand of the law can't just reach in and do what they have done over the past few days, it's going to be a real wake-up call for a lot of people. And those Chinese citizens are going to want to start using VPNs and these decentralized exchanges. Chinese investors became notorious for their short-term trading activities, which often influenced Bitcoin volatility in the past. The latest regulatory warnings produced a second mass exodus to peer-to-peer trading platforms, such as local Bitcoins this year. So we're already seeing a move away from certain exchanges to more favorable ones. With sanctioned Bitcoin to fiat trading looking to stop in China altogether, and major market influence will disappear. But this may not be the case forever, and I think China would just hamstring themselves big time. Why would they want to stifle innovation and put themselves behind the rest of Asia or the rest of the world in terms of this technology revolution that's taking place? We know cryptocurrency is going to change the world, and these individual projects that are so much more than just Bitcoin and digital money that this space started off as. These individual projects that I've covered in a lot of my videos of having real world impacts and making the world a better place. It just frustrates me when people just go, oh, Bitcoin's dead, this whole space is dead. It's such a short-sighted view. So China is practically building a cottage industry for mining. We already know that this doesn't even affect Bitcoin mining and exchanging Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So it is hard to believe that they intend to exit a market with so much potential, as I just touched on there. So even with the apparent ban on ICOs seem to be more of a stopgap, and I spoke about how they just want to protect their citizens from fraud and money laundering and scams, all that sort of caper, in order to get some policies in place. If anything, this example shows the volatility of the space and that some market makers can likely take advantage of unclear news cycles to create sell-off and buyback opportunity. And I've spoken about this at length, how the big players are shorting these markets aggressively. As long as this news stays out, they've got no reason to cover their shorts. But that's the next thing I want to talk about. So those big players that are trying to scare you and print those bad news headlines, okay? The Jamie Dimons of the world, rich guys that don't want the little guy on the street to have a fair go and get rich through this technology because they haven't taken a place at the crypto table yet. Those guys have got big short positions, okay? There's no doubt with me, they've got deep pockets. They don't even care if they lose money as long as they can drive the price of these cryptos down so they can own them. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is that people, I'm starting to read, crypto is going to go down all weekend. It goes down over the weekend and now it's gone down all week. This is going to be a bloodbath. Now, my members know I run a paid members area where we talk about human sentiment, psychology, and what the herd is thinking. And what the herd is thinking never plays out. So it is my belief that we're going to see a big bounce over this weekend. So these guys that are shorting the market are not going to leave their shorts open over the weekend. That's the way I see this playing out. So I'm just going to zoom out now. I'm surprised we haven't had a sharper sell-off. I think we get a sharper sell-off. I think we get one more knee-jerk correction down when America wakes up to this news this morning. Let's just zoom out to a daily chart and I'll talk about those levels that I've been looking at for quite some time. And, in the last correction, each time this has happened, I've been able to sell out near the top. Members know I sold a large percentage of my Bitcoin at around 4,400. And then I placed buy orders. I laddered my buy orders at this fib, and I've been filled today. I'm happy. I've increased my stack by 20% of Bitcoin. I did not think we were going to get down here. I said if we did, I'm probably going to step in and buy more. Now, at the moment, this is a big round number, big psychological level. We've had this touch of near 3,000 here, so I don't think it's going to slice through that like butter. And as we saw here, just, a $500 drop. I don't think we're going to see anything like that. I think we're going to see at least a bounce, a bit of defense, and this could be the last spike down, panic low into this zone here where we've had plenty of trade volume. It would be an absolute gift if we got to buy more here at 25.30. I just don't see that happening, okay? If we do, it's going to be a quick spike down on a daily candle. We're going to have a big long wick, and that is going to mark the bottom when everyone's stepping in to buy. Does that happen over the next few hours when the US and the rest of the world wakes up? Let's wait and see. I'm going to be glued to the screen tonight. I've been trading. I've been making money on these bounces. We've made a bit of money in my members' room shorting this market, okay? I love these markets. I love trading them. I hate to see the average Joe on the street panic and sell his bags though. So let's take an even longer term view now. So let's maybe get a weekly chart out. Now, I had been speaking about how we had run too hard, too fast, and we were expecting a pullback. And, one of those sayings is that markets take the stairs up and the elevator down. And wow, look at that. I mean, that's the biggest week we've ever had in Bitcoin. So $1,300 move to the downside in 1 week. Wow. What a bloodbath. So let's go back to, looking even further. Take it from here. So, different people look at different fib levels. I tend to put a lot of weight, probably this last move where we sort of had a fair sideways action at around 600. A lot of people are going to be looking at this sort of fib level here, but again, it doesn't really matter now. I think all that matters is that we're around this space here where we had plenty of volume traded, and since the last bottom was in at around 1770, if you remember, that I picked that to the day and it was based on sentiment. And I think we're starting to see that now. A lot of people have got that right mindset where they want to buy the dip, and I love seeing that, but also we're starting to see a lot of people that are new to this space. I speak to people on the street who bought Bitcoin who got no idea what they're doing, and they wake up, they see it's down 30%, they panic, especially people that have put a lot of money into this. Guys that have put in, it's funny, I do one-on-ones with people where I help them with their portfolio structure, and the number of people that are throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars in this and misallocating, so putting all their money in NEO or IOTA, for example, and then they wake up and 40% of their portfolio is gone. This emphasizes the importance of taking profits, okay? If you've ever made some good 1,000% gains, always take 10 or 20% off the table. Let the rest of your profits ride, that's fine. But one of my rules of thumb is always keeping at least 20% in cash on the sidelines, because the crypto world, things always happen. We always get bad news out of left field, black swans, and you want to be able to buy up your favorite coins on the cheap. So just repeating, this is the main article we're focusing on here that Cointelegraph have written, that all Chinese exchanges must close trading by September 30. So I just want to open up this tweet because I believe this was corrected or retracted after it was made. So again, I just laugh when I read things like this, leaked documents. So it only takes one Chinese person to print this up and print it out and start to spread some FUD, and they get to buy up Bitcoins on the cheap. So original source, social media, but Security Times has confirmed this news. So this was the original tweet: stop trading by the end of the day, and then, correction, not stop trading by the end of the day, but decide by the end of the day when they're going to stop trading. And now we're reading this article that all Chinese exchanges may have to stop by September 30. But what we're looking for is tweets from OKCoin and Huobi. So still nothing yet. I followed both those exchanges on Twitter. Nothing yet, nothing official. News coming out thick and fast from all these tweets. Let's see what the latest is going on. But here's some other articles that broke only half an hour ago. China moves towards tougher Bitcoin regulation, but not outright ban, from Jihan Wu, who's a notable figure in the space. The government of China is advancing its campaign against digital currency sector. As of mid-September, the government started its move by announcing the ban of ICOs. We know that. Rumours about the shutdown of local exchanges. We know that. We heard Charlie Lee tweet it. Breaking: exclusive Chinese regulator, all Bitcoin trading platforms will be shut down in the near future. So again, I'm not sure the reliability of that source out of China. If someone wants to comment and let me know about that. Thanks, guys. Thanks to everyone that's liking this video and sharing it around. Normally there's plenty of guys in this space, but at the moment I believe I'm the only one covering this live. So thanks, guys. Spread this on your favorite Facebook groups, and let's get plenty of people watching Nuggets News. So in this tweet, Chinese Bitcoin mining hardware Bitmain. So Jihan Wu's, from Bitmain, however, claimed that the rumours hint of tougher regulations and temporary closes. Now, that's a point I've been trying to really emphasise over the last few days, that I believe all this is going to be temporary until they have licenses in place. The exchanges can get licensed, work within the regulatory framework that the Chinese government's going to put in place. They just want to cut out fraud, money laundering, protect their citizens, regulate the outflows of capital from China, all that sort of thing, okay? They don't want to stifle technological innovation in China. And the last thing they want to do is let America or one of their rival countries leapfrog them and become more of a friendly hub for the bright minds in China. All these guys that are working on cryptocurrency projects, do you really think they want to see those guys leave, that are going to create companies that are going to grow their economy? Absolutely not, okay? So some established China Bitcoin exchanges stop operation right now does not mean they cannot operate once again with a license. Yeah. Meanwhile, the National Internet Finance Association has claimed in a statement that any virtual currency exchanges operating in China have no legal authorization to engage in such business types. So this is what it's all coming back to. They've kind of saying, hey, what you're doing is technically illegal, even though it's been happening for years. There's still no definite clear warning or threat that individual Bitcoin traders will be slapped with criminal charges by the government. Government-backed self-regulatory organisation that was established by the People's Bank of China, and they're the ones that have made a few statements rather than the government themselves. So its members include banks, brokerages, consumer finance companies and funds. Possible effects on digital currency ban in China. The implementation of a complete ban of cryptocurrency trading in China may have major consequences, and we're already seeing that with a huge price sell-off. Something this severe, you'd expect maybe if there was a bug in the code that meant Bitcoin was no longer working, but the fact that the market is panicking this much over one country temporarily sort of banning exchanges is extraordinary in my opinion, and well done to those that have been smart with their money and they're buying up more at the moment. As the country is home to one of the most active Bitcoin trading activities around the world, yeah, we know they're responsible for a lot of volume. New York Times reported that large-scale mining in China accounts for nearly 1/20 of the total daily virtual currency production worldwide. We know Chinese mining is huge and its mining is not affected by this. In his comment, the professor claimed that total cryptocurrency ban in the country is neither realistic nor feasible. And that's exactly right. Even if they make this a law, there's going to be small exchanges that operate in small provinces of China that are going to keep doing it, even if it's blatantly illegal. China's a big country, and we know that people don't always necessarily obey exactly what the government says. So there's always going to be still room for people to act illegally, I guess, even if this isn't the case. So, government-sponsored Institute of Finance and Banking researcher Hu Bing, meanwhile, said that a possible ICO ban may only be temporary and not permanent. So again, that's in relation to ICOs rather than exchanges. And I've spoken about this, how I think it's all temporary till they get licensing and regulation in place. He claimed that the ban may not only be implemented until Chinese authorities can find an effective solution on how to regulate the new technology. And that's exactly right. They don't want to fall behind with all this new technology. So again, guys, if you've just joined, via BTC have put out an official statement saying they're going to be shutting down following BTCC yesterday by September 30. And now we're kind of waiting to get official statements out of OKCoin and Huobi, who are possibly meeting with regulators today, after which they might change their tune. Okay, that's kind of what we're waiting for. Waiting to see what comes out. So again, let's have a look if there's any latest news here. I'm just going to go over to OKCoin. Let's have a look if anyone's tweeting about them. Still nothing as far as I'm aware. Let's just check the market. So again, a lot of this should already be priced in, as I've spoken about. Maybe the US has one more knee-jerk reaction down, but I think these shorts have made their money. They're starting to cover. If they've got in anywhere from the mid 4,400 down to 3,000, they've made their money. They're not going to risk these big short positions being burned for an extra few $100s to the downside. So start to see the bulls and the bears really battle it out here. And this is what we're looking for. Big moves, but then starting to make higher lows. So if we zoom out to a daily chart, I don't think we've seen the RSI this oversold for at least a year. Sorry, I'll get that out of the way. This is the weekly chart. We haven't seen the RSI this oversold on the weekly since 2015. And if we go to the daily chart, the RSI down there in about 25. I don't think we've seen that for over a year. So August 2016. So there's definitely blood in the streets, guys. I hope you're not panicking and selling. As I said, I sold a large percentage of my Bitcoin around 4,400. I've laddered my orders at this fib and this fib. I've picked some more up. I know a lot of people are expecting 3,000. A lot of the time when everyone's eyeing off one level, it doesn't get there. If we do, I don't think it's a big pierce through by a few $100s. If it is, it's going to be very quick. You might only have an hour or half an hour, if that, to buy at these levels, because I think we get a lot of support and a lot of people flooding in. People are going to be looking to back the truck up if we get anywhere down near 2,500, in my opinion. So the bottom's close. How close exactly? I don't think there's going to be huge short positions open over this weekend. I think people are going to cover those shorts. I don't think all those people expecting to get a further decline over the weekend are going to get their wish. The worst is behind us. Look at that move. 38.70 down to 32.70 in one day. So $600 red candle is the biggest daily candle sell-off we have ever seen in Bitcoin. Let's just have a look. Still nothing from OKCoin. Let's have a look at HOBI. Thanks to everyone that's in the chat room at the moment. I'll jump over there in just a tick and read some comments. Still nothing there. So 174 watching. Let's take some messages from the live chat. Neo, I'm definitely going to look to buy more Neo. I think Neo's trading around $15 at the moment. Neo's definitely not dead. I've covered this before. Neo is a fantastic coin, and the ICO platform was only one aspect of it. It's still a cryptocurrency that's trying to have real world use cases. So all these coins, people are quick to forget. If you've done your research, you should know everything about your coin. You should know that China banning it is not the end of the world. Even if we've got to wait a month, okay, this is when you want to stack. People don't get rich, and this is something I told my members this morning. So people don't get rich by buying when it's easy. People don't get rich by buying when everyone else is buying and it feels comfortable. You've got to take calculated risks. So it's not stepping in front, it's not catching a falling knife, but you calculated risk, buying when it's cheap, laddering your orders, set and forget, go and do something, don't worry about it, take a long-term perspective. Let's just go to CoinMarketCap. I mean, look at the total market cap of cryptocurrencies has dropped from 180 billion the other day to 100 billion. Wow, that's down, what, 75%? Let's scroll down here. So, I mean, Ethereum was nearly $400 the other day. We know that's a once in a lifetime technology. Litecoin was $100 a couple of days ago, down into the 30s. IOTA, well over $1, down into 30 cents. Neo below $15. Okay, wow, I'm going to buy some Neo after this video. Amisa Go hit $14, half price. Look at the bloodbath of some of these, all down 30, 40%. Okay, I can scroll down this list and there's no green in sight. Neo Gas is up in price, okay. Right, so let's just have a look again at these markets. Let's see what it's selling for. $2,600 still. So I don't think we get down there on the Western exchanges. We saw this yesterday, and the Western exchanges were still trading around 3,400. Let's have a look at the time in the US. I think that's going to be important for when we get. That's what we saw yesterday. We'll have a look at the charts, what we saw yesterday when the US woke up. So it's still only very early morning in LA, and we want these guys. We want this to be mid morning in Washington on 3 a.m. over here. So let's have a look at the chart. Let's have a look at the hourly chart when we got the big sell off yesterday. So currently here it's 10 p.m. Universal Time. So yesterday, 10 p.m. and then we get America starting to wake up over the next couple of hours. Couple of big sell-off candles, bit of a bounce, and then obviously more. So the next few hours is going to be huge to see how the West and America digests this news when they wake up. Okay, do we get another leg down? Do we have a look at that 2,500? And as I said, I think it'd be very, very briefly. I think the big money, the smart money, starts to really swoop in here. This would be the most. This would take the RSI to the most oversold we've possibly ever seen it on a daily chart. And I mean, that's plain and simple. That's when you want to buy. It's as simple as it gets. You want to buy when we get these extremes of people panicking. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. So that's probably it for now, guys. Breaking news, all Chinese exchanges must close by September 30. Again, exactly how true this is. We still haven't had anything concrete out of HoBuy and OKCoin. I'll be keeping a close eye on it. Watch the Twitters. Keep an eye on CoinDesk. Be careful what you read on social media. Take all this with a grain of salt, but wow, look at these big red candles. I'm amazed. I'm honestly amazed how fragile these markets are. I think it shows that the uneducated investors that jump into this space don't know what they're investing in sometimes, and it does upset me a little bit when people are willing to buy here when everything's going well, and yet they'll panic and they'll sell down here. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Let's see what's going on in the chat room just before I close. Guys, I run that members room if you want to know exactly what coins I own. I do these videos, live streams regularly for my members. We talk a lot about trading psychology and how you need to be thinking compared to what the herd is thinking. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Let's keep a close eye on the market over the next few hours. Let's see what happens. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.